If you want to know the best methods to level up fast in mid-game, you are in the right place. Many of you love my previous top 5 mid-game spots, but what if I told you that there are even more insane spots at mid-game that you can take advantage of? Following these newly optimized 4 methods will let you earn up to a whopping 2 million Lacrima per hour to level up fast, or earn circulation stones like candy and high-level gear for your crafting needs. Starting with the farming build first, and we are going to use the same build setup that I covered in my other top 5 mid-game farming spots, which is wearing the full bard set, which is made for farming runs. The set bonuses on skate stamina recovery 80%, 25% Lacrima gain boost, 20% high grade item drop rate, and 15% weapon drop rate are simply must-haves to increase your overall farming gains. For the set's location, I highly suggest watching my other top 5 mid-game spots so you will have more options in terms of farming spots as well. Link in the description or click the card here. The second set that I will be suggesting is the Crimson set, as this set will be critical in one of the methods on this list. For the sake of the video, I have also linked the set's location in the description. This set is simply a must-have as it boosts the overall damage per second of greatsword builds, so I highly suggest not skipping this one. When it comes to skill tree upgrades, I'm still using the same greatsword build that I've shared in my previous video, and it is critical to follow exactly what I have here since every upgrades and skills were tailored to optimize the farming methods later on. If you're not a greatsword user, on the other hand, just follow the general steps that I'm going to show you in this guide and adapt the said methods according to your weapon of choice. For the weapon, just use the Sentinel's Greatsword that comes with a Crimson set when using the Bard set. Use any damage boosting trinkets that you might have and use Keshta as the main phantom for this build. Lastly, stock up a lot of plague resistance elixirs and water enhancers. I don't have the water enhancer unlocked during this recording, but make sure to craft a lot of those for later use. When a build is up and ready, the Sector 4 lab farming spot will play a crucial role in improving a specific farming method later on. And yes, this is the same spot that I covered in my previous guide, which provides 1.1 million Lacrima per hour, but we are not here mainly for that. Instead, we'll be using this spot to gain as many circulation stones by farming Revenants, which also gains good Lacrima in the process for your leveling needs. Access the mission while you have forsaken us in El Ravaka by following Tristan's quest after clearing Linon Mines. Once you've accessed the mission, progress until you've reached Sector 4, Laboratory Wing Checkpoint. Starting the actual method by following the steps that we did in our previous video. After the long corridor and passing the first stone staircase, notice that I paused for a bit to aggro the nearby zombies. This will let them line up so we can easily clear all of them later on. Head to the next pack of zombies and clear it easily by pulling off a fully charged swift attack and a mortal blow. Don't use any skills or we are conserving spirits on this run, clearing the remaining zombies by performing the same combo string. After doing so, summon the closest Revenant from your location and burst it with a fully charged Phantom's Night Veil and fully charged Titanic Descent. Then follow up a fully charged swift attack and a mortar blow. This combo usually depletes the Revenant's stamina, so as soon it becomes exhausted, quickly pull off a brutal strike. After clearing the first Revenant, summon the next one near your location. This time, skip Phantom's Night Veil and instead, go ahead and perform a fully charged Titanic Descent. Then do the killer fully charged swift attack and mortar blow combo, and once again, end the fight by performing a brutal strike. Remember in the previous run that there's a demon located in the next room. I suggest skipping this one as we are not here for Lacrima. Get all of the possible loot and head back to the Blade Nexus to respawn the targets. Each run lasts around 1 minute and 5 seconds to 1 minute and 10 seconds if you can burst down the Revenants quickly, but it may take longer depending on how well you play your weapon type. Get almost 3k gold, 9k Lacrima, and an average of 1,700 more Lacrima from gear extraction, and 3 circulation stones on average. In an hour of consistent farming, expect around 152k gold, 588k Lacrima, and a whopping 162 circulation stones, and that's a lot. As mentioned, we are not here for pure Lacrima, but for the circulation stones. I don't personally use summons in bosses, but we will be using one later on to optimize a specific method, thus we will need tons of circulation stones. Make sure to upgrade the Phantom's damage while stocking up for summoning later on. It is time to earn some serious Lacrima for you to level up fast, and the Nadine Quarry Throne Veil spot can do the job. This spot will require the player to kill a mini elite bandit, which provides tons of Lacrima and decent gear as well. Shout out to our Lord Memphis 101 for sharing this spot. Access this farming spot by heading to the Nadine Quarry and teleporting to the Throne of the Veil checkpoint. This is going to be our main starting point for this run. The method is pretty straightforward. Head to your right and follow the long pathway that will eventually lead you to a stone staircase. Not for long, you will see a mini elite bandit equipped with the twin daggers, and he is our main target for this run. Regain your stamina before approaching the target and perform a uncharged Phantom's Night Veil to conserve your spirit points. Then pull off a fully charged Swift Attack and a Mortal Blow. This is more than enough to kill the guy. Head back to the Blade Nexus to respawn the bandit, rinse and repeat. Pretty straightforward method-wise, but you will be surprised by your overall gains. Each run takes about 28 seconds and gives you almost 2k gold, a whopping 8k Lacrima, and an average of 900 more Lacrima from gear extraction. In an hour of consistent farming, expect 239k gold and an insane 1.1 million Lacrima. Pretty neat for an easy method, and not to mention, Nadine Quarry is easy to access. If you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me a lot. Join our Discord server as well and discuss role-playing games such as this, and I appreciate your support. Do you know what's even more crazier? Earning double of the previously mentioned Lacrima with little to no effort. And that is exactly what the Collapse Cave spot offers to the table. This spot requires a player to kill a spider near a Blade Nexus over and over. Thanks to our Chad Brian Lollers for mentioning this spot. I still can't believe I missed this one. If you did the Sector 4 lab method, you've already unlocked the required mission for this spot. Select the Escaping Linon Mines Side Quest and teleport to the Collapse Cave Blade Nexus. One of the easiest methods in the game is to find the nearby spider residing near the bridge. Pull off a Helmbreaker and perform a fully charged Swift Attack, and this is more than enough to kill the guy. Head back to the Blade Nexus to respawn the target, rinse and repeat. I am telling you, the total gains for this one are absolutely insane. Each run lasts around 9 seconds to 10 seconds and gives you almost 2k gold and almost 4k Lacrima and an average of 1,600 more Lacrima from gear extraction. In an hour of consistent farming, get a whopping 700k gold and a mind-blowing 2.2 million Lacrima, which is totally insane. Given the effort that this method requires, it is simply one of the best in the game. If the previous spot is insane, nothing is even crazier than the next spot, which can be potentially the best farming spot even at endgame. The failed experiment farming method is the best spot hands down at midgame, which requires the player to farm the failed creation mini-boss in the Lake City of Aldevir. Access this spot by clearing the Lake City Aldevir and the side quest Lacrima will be unlocked. Progress through the side mission and eventually, you will reach Aldevir Central District Sewers, which is going to be the starting point for this method. The boss is located just in front of the checkpoint, but before you head inside the fog door, summon the ally phantom near you. This is the reason why we needed a lot of circulation stones, since you will need help bursting down the boss later on. After summoning the phantom, use Water Enhancer for extra damage and a Plague Resistance Elixir. Enter the fog door and sprint towards the boss. Perform a fully charged Phantom's Night Veil, follow up with a fully charged Titanic Descent. Perform the killer fully charged Swift and Mortal Blow combo while preparing to counter any attack from the boss. But usually, if the Phantom concentrates on the boss, you can burst it down quickly. Perform a fully charged Swift Attack and Mortal Blow combo until you gain enough spirit points to perform Titanic Descent. At this point, the boss is likely to be dead anyway, so clear the run. Get your spoils and talk to Phantom to return to Crevice. This is the most boring part of the run, where you will go back to the boss's location to respawn it. Even with all the loading times, each run only takes around 1 minute and 18 seconds to 1 minute and 21 seconds on PC. But this can highly fluctuate and may take longer. More into this later on. Each run provides almost 8k gold, 52k Lacrima, and 4,000 more Lacrima from gear extraction. This is with the Bard gear equipped. Doing this method consistently in an hour Expect around 365k gold and a mind-blowing 2.6 million Lacrima. But there's a potential issue here. The run that I'm showing you is flawless, but this method depends highly on the player's skill level. If you fail to counter the boss's attacks, it can potentially kill you in 3 strikes, which wastes a lot of time, especially if you're just around my level. There's a possibility as well that you will lack the damage per second to burst down the boss. So instead of the Bard set, I suggest equipping the full Crimson set to effectively take down the boss consistently. If you're not a great sword user, I suggest equipping the best battle gear you have. You can see that having the Crimson set equipped, I can burst down the boss even without any phantoms around. Since this build can burst down the boss faster compared to when the Bard set is equipped, expect a clear time around 1 minute and 5 seconds to 1 minute and 7 seconds. It can even surpass the total hour Lacrima income when the Bard set is equipped, giving you an insane 2.8 million Lacrima per hour. The amount of gear that drops even without the Bard set's bonus drop rate is simply insane. As mentioned, this spot can even a proper endgame spot, especially if you do have a more optimized and stronger character, you will be getting more Lacrima per hour. As a beginner, what if you're looking for the best earliest farming spots in the game, or looking for more alternative mid-game spots that you can access? Click on these videos and I will catch you on the next one.